The first night he stepped through the rusted iron gates, the wind sounded like screaming. It wasn't just the kind of scream that echoes through broken windows and empty halls. It was the kind that crawls inside your chest and whispers the names you've tried to forget. The kind that reminds you of smoke, of gunfire, of brothers who never made it home. When former Navy SEAL Ethan Cole paid $1,000 for an abandoned mansion everyone in town called cursed, people said he was either desperate or crazy. Maybe he was both. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the idea that even the most broken hearts can find healing, take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us that no one is ever too far gone to be saved. The mansion stood on the edge of a forgotten town, swallowed by ivy and silence. Its cracked stone pillars leaned like tired soldiers. The windows were hollow eyes staring at a world that had moved on. For decades, no one wanted it. Rumors swirled about shadows moving inside, about animals disappearing near the property, about strange howls at night. Ethan didn't care about rumors. He cared about silence. After retiring from the Navy SEALs, silence was the only thing he couldn't survive. In the teams, there was always movement, always purpose. Afterward, there were just memories. Faces. A mission gone wrong. A split-second decision. A brother in arms who never made it out of a burning compound overseas. Ethan had lived. Someone else hadn't. That math never balanced in his mind. The doctors called it survivor's guilt. The VA called it PTSD. Ethan called it punishment. He stopped sleeping. When he did, he woke up drenched in sweat, hearing phantom gunfire in the dark. He tried city life, then rural life, then weeks on the road. Nothing worked. Until he saw the listing online, historic estate. Needs repairs. As is, $1,000. $1,000 for a mansion meant one thing, no one else wanted it. Perfect. He drained his savings, signed the papers without stepping inside, and drove 3 states away with nothing but a duffel bag and the ghosts in his head. The first day on the property, the air felt heavy. The gates creaked open as if protesting his arrival. The gravel path was cracked with weeds pushing through. And then he saw them. 3 dogs. 2 full-grown, 1 barely more than a puppy. Thick chains tethered them to iron stakes driven deep into the ground near the entrance. Their fur was matted. Their ribs showed. Their eyes were wild. The biggest one, a black shepherd mix with a scar across his muzzle, lunged forward the moment Ethan stepped closer. The chain snapped tight with a metallic scream. The second, a brown Antan shepherd, bared his teeth and growled low. The puppy stood between them, trembling but trying to look brave. They weren't guarding the mansion. They were prisoners of it. Someone had abandoned them there, likely to guard a property no one wanted. Left them to starve, to fight, to survive. Ethan froze. In another life, in another country, he had seen eyes like that. Desperate. Defensive. Ready to die before being hurt again. He slowly lowered his duffel bag. He didn't reach for a weapon. He didn't step back. He just stood there, letting them see him. The wind shifted. The dogs barked violently, chains clanking. The black one's voice was hoarse from overuse. They were warning him away from the only territory they had left. Ethan understood territory. He turned, walked back to his truck, and grabbed the only food he had, beef jerky and a half-eaten sandwich. He returned slowly, crouched at a distance, and tossed the sandwich toward them. The puppy moved first. The larger dog snapped at him, asserting dominance, but hunger won. Within seconds, the food was gone. The black shepherd never stopped staring at Ethan. That night, Ethan didn't sleep inside the mansion. He slept in his truck with the windows cracked, listening to the wind and the distant, restless shifting of chains. He told himself he bought the mansion to escape people. But by sunrise, he knew he had inherited more than broken stone and rotting wood. He had inherited responsibility. The next morning, he drove into town. The locals stared at him like they had seen a ghost walk into the diner. When he mentioned the mansion, Forks paused midair. An old man muttered that the place was cursed. A waitress said she heard howling every night growing up. No one mentioned the dogs. Ethan bought 50 pounds of dog food, 3 heavy blankets, bolt cutters, and returned before dusk. The dogs barked again when he approached, but something was different. They recognized him. The black shepherd still growled, but it was less violent now. Less certain. Ethan set down the bags. He spoke softly, not commands, not threats, just steady words. He didn't care that they couldn't understand English. He understood tone. Intention. He approached the puppy first. The chains were rusted but strong. Ethan worked carefully with the bolt cutters. The metallic snap echoed across the yard. The puppy flinched, but the chain fell away. Freedom. The puppy didn't run. He simply stood there, confused, as if unsure what freedom meant. Ethan backed up, giving him space. After a long moment, the puppy took a cautious step forward. Then another. He sniffed Ethan's boot. Ethan felt something crack inside his chest. Trust wasn't given. It was earned. Over the next hour, he freed the other 2. The brown shepherd bolted several yards away, pacing in circles, overwhelmed. The black one remained still, staring at Ethan with guarded intensity. Even unchained, they didn't leave. This was all they knew. Ethan spread blankets under the porch overhang and poured food into a metal bowl. He didn't try to pet them. Didn't force contact. He just sat down on the cracked stone steps and watched the sky turn orange. For the first time in months, the silence didn't feel suffocating. Days turned into a rhythm. Mornings were for repairs. Ethan boarded broken windows, cleared debris, and patched sections of the leaking roof. Afternoons were for the dogs. He built a makeshift fence so they could roam safely. He cleaned their wounds. He drove them to a vet in the nearest town, ignoring the curious stares. The black shepherd needed stitches for an infected gash. The brown one was underweight but strong. The puppy, surprisingly, was healthy, just malnourished and scared. Ethan named them slowly, over time. The black shepherd became Shadow. The brown and tan became Ranger. The puppy became Hope. He didn't realize the significance of that last name until weeks later. The nightmares didn't stop immediately. Some nights, Ethan still woke up gasping, heart pounding. But now, something was different. The first time it happened after freeing the dogs, he shot upright in the darkness, sweat soaking his shirt. He heard a sound outside his bedroom door. A low, steady presence. When he opened it, Shadow was lying there. Not growling. Not pacing. Guarding. Ranger lay at the end of the hall. Hope was curled near the stairs. They weren't guarding the mansion anymore. They were guarding him. Something shifted inside Ethan that night. He wasn't alone in the dark. He wasn't the only one fighting ghosts. He began training them gently, using skills he'd learned years ago with military working dogs overseas. Not for combat. Not for aggression. For structure. For trust. Shadow, once the fiercest, proved the most loyal. Ranger had sharp instincts, always alert but affectionate in quiet moments. Hope followed Ethan everywhere, tail wagging like a metronome of joy. The mansion slowly transformed. Fresh paint covered stained walls. Floors were reinforced. Sunlight began to reach rooms long buried in shadow. The townspeople started noticing. One afternoon, a little girl stood outside the open gate, staring at the dogs playing in the yard. Her mother lingered behind her, cautious. Ethan approached slowly, wiping his hands on a rag. Shadow sat calmly at his side. The little girl smiled. It was the first smile the property had seen in decades. Word spread. The haunted mansion wasn't haunted anymore. It was being rebuilt by a quiet veteran and 3 rescued dogs. But the real haunting had never been the house. It had been Ethan. And healing didn't come all at once. One evening, months after moving in, Ethan found himself standing in the grand, cracked ballroom of the mansion. Dust danced in the fading light. He thought about the mission that had taken his best friend. The guilt. The blame he had carried like a chain around his own neck. He realized something simple and devastating. He had been punishing himself by trying to live without connection. By isolating. By believing he didn't deserve peace. The dogs had been chained to iron stakes. He had been chained to memory. And both of them had needed someone to cut the metal. Tears came then, uninvited and unstoppable. Not the silent, swallowed kind. The kind that shakes your shoulders and empties years of grief onto the floor. Shadow padded into the room and pressed his head against Ethan's chest. Not to guard. To comfort. In that quiet, broken ballroom, Ethan understood that saving the mansion had never been the point. Saving the dogs had never been the full story. They had saved him. Months later, Ethan turned part of the property into a small sanctuary for abandoned dogs. He used his remaining savings and donations from locals who had grown to respect him. The gates that once symbolized fear now stood open during the day. Dogs came in scared, aggressive, wounded. They left trained, healed, adopted. And every single one of them spent time with Shadow, Ranger, and Hope first. The 3 who had once been chained became ambassadors of trust. Ethan began sleeping through the night. The screams in the wind faded. The mansion no longer echoed with emptiness. It carried the sound of paws on hardwood floors. Of laughter from volunteers. Of life. If this story has touched your heart even a little, take a second right now to like the video and share it with someone who believes in redemption. Your support helps stories like this reach people who might be fighting their own silent battles. And before we reach the end, I have a special request. In the comments, write the word "Unchained" if you believe no one is beyond saving. Years later, when people asked Ethan why he bought a haunted mansion for $1,000, he would sometimes smile softly and look out at the yard where dogs ran freely under the sun. He would say that he thought he was buying a building. But what he really found was purpose. What was guarding the mansion that first day wasn't evil. It wasn't a curse. It was pain. And pain, when met with patience instead of fear, can transform into loyalty, into love, into healing. The haunted Navy SEAL who once believed he deserved to suffer now woke each morning to wet noses and wagging tails. He no longer measured his life by the mission he couldn't change, but by the lives he could. Some houses are abandoned because they're broken. Some men are too. But sometimes, all it takes is one act of courage, one bolt cutter, one choice to stay instead of run, to turn a place of darkness into a home. And in the quiet evenings, as the sun set behind the once-forgotten mansion, Ethan would sit on the steps with Shadow at his feet, Ranger stretched across the yard, and Hope chasing fireflies. The wind still moved through the trees. But it no longer sounded like screaming. It sounded like peace.